Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
Today, I will be reviewing Raptor at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. I just got to ride this thing in June 2021, and let me just say, right before I dive into this video, I love this thing so much. It is a classic old school B&M invert. And yeah, so why not just get started and explain why I love Raptor so much? So in general, yeah, I really like the coaster's layout. Like, it's so interesting. So you start out of the station, you go down a bit while entering this left turn, and then you go into the lift hill, and then you go into the drop, which might be my favorite drop on a B&M invert, to be honest. You take like a sharp turn to the left before dropping, which is like really interesting, and then you go into a loop, and then you go into a barrel roll that actually twists you to the right. Unlike Talon, where it twists you to the left, this one turns you to the right. And then after that, you go into a Cobra roll, which, might I add, is very snappy, by the way. The snappiest Cobra roll I've ever been through. Even snappier than Dominator at King's Dominions, Dominator at King's Dominion, which I've ridden that floorless coaster and gone through its Cobra roll, so I know how snappy that is. But Raptor is something else in that Cobra roll, man. Like, it is snappy. And then you go into a few snappy transitions before entering your mid-course brake run. And then you go through a transition-y drop, and then you have your first corkscrew, and then you go through a few more turns, and then you drop down a little bit into your second corkscrew, which turns to the right, unlike the first corkscrew on Raptor, which turns to the left. And then you have a few more snappy snappy turns and helixes, and then the ride ends. And this again is an interesting layout, and plus, I just love Raptor's snappiness through the whole thing. I just love snappy coasters, and yeah. And one thing I'll say, with all its snappiness, I'm sure it makes for a great night ride. I mean, I've never ridden Raptor at night, actually, because while we were at Cedar Point, it was the time the park was closing at 8, so we didn't get any night rides, unfortunately. But Raptor must make a great night ride with all its snappiness. Like, I'd love to ride Raptor one day at night and see how it is then. And yeah. So in conclusion, what do I give Raptor for its final score? I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 for sure. It is my new favorite B&M invert that I have ridden. And before that, Great Bear took the title, but after I rode Raptor, that changed everything. And Great Bear is now my number 2 B&M invert, and this is now my number 1. Yes, I love Raptor so much, and I cannot wait until the day I get back to Cedar Point and get back on this thing, which I don't know when that will be, but I'm sure it'll be someday in the near future. And I do not see one single thing they could change about Raptor. Raptor is perfect the way it is, and it doesn't need a change at all. And yeah, so that is my thoughts on Raptor at Cedar Point, the classic B&M invert. I love it. And make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video, your thoughts on Raptor if you've ridden it, and make sure to check out my merch store on Bonfire. I'll have a link in the description. I have t-shirts, coffee mugs, face masks, all the things, so make sure to go check that out. I'll have a link in the description, and without any further ado, I will see you in the next.